What's going on, everyone? Today's going to be mainly a back day, but it's also going to target a little bit of our shoulders and our chest. So let's get right into it. Most of these movements I'm just going to do for either 1 or 2 sets and anywhere from 10 to 25 reps. I'm going to start off with something called bird dog. This is going to help me work on stabilizing my core. What I'm basically doing is I'm taking one arm and I'm lifting it, and I'm taking the opposite leg and lifting that. You just want to try and get your body nice and straight. You don't want to lift your leg too high. You don't want to lift your arm too high. You just want to try and get nice and parallel with the floor. You'll kind of be forcing through right here with your arm, stabilizing in here. Just go back and forth between each arm and leg the best you can. This is a bit of a newer exercise to me, so try to really get this form down. Not sure how many that was. That'll be a nice little start. Alright, now I'm going to do a set of something called good morning raises. These are basically like an assisted deadlift. They're going to really help dig into my groin here and help strengthen my lower back. I'm just going to sit on the edge of this chair. Try and keep my back straight, but not arched forward or backwards. Just straight, nice and tall with the chest, shoulders back. And I'm just going to let my arms hang. I'm just going to come down nice and slow as far as I can. I don't have to touch the ground if I can't. Come just down this far if I need to. If it starts to hurt here, don't go there. Don't try to work through the pain, but just work where you can. For me though, I can go all the way to the ground, so I'm going to touch the floor just lightly, come back up. I'm gonna do this for a few reps, probably just for a set, maybe 2 if it feels good enough. But we'll probably do again 10 to 25 reps. Now let's say you hurt your back doing some deadlifts. The nice thing about this movement is it can eventually help you build back up the strength to get back into the gym and do those deadlifts that you like doing. At least that's what I'm sitting here thinking. Now this is definitely a bit of a weirder looking workout here, guys, but for me, this helps open up my hips. But not only that, I feel like it helps strengthen my lower back a lot. There's really deep muscles around my spine, very, like, almost near my, not my tailbone, but comes right up from my tailbone. Like, I don't know, it's right where my spine starts to attach to my pelvis almost. That's where I feel like it really strengthens. So, and you're not really trying, even though it helps strengthen the back, the real lower back, I'm not really trying to use my back a whole lot. And it's called the Glute Bridge for a reason. I'm more so just trying to push through my legs and my glutes. And that's where you also really start to open up the hips. You don't have to drop down a bunch or none of that. For me, I'm just doing kind of a smaller range of motion to really pump blood and near those muscles and my spine and all that. Get all the nutrition near it so it can get what it needs to start healing itself better. But we're just going to do the same thing, 10 to 25 reps, a set or two depending on how I feel. Now you can do just a tad bit of work with your spine, but once you start doing it with your spine, you'll really start to make it sore. So I like to just really focus through the legs and the hips and the glutes. Alright, we're just gonna stop there. Alright, now I'm moving up the chain, my back and my shoulders and whatnot. We're gonna work on some external rotation, so it's gonna work the front of our shoulder, the back, shoulder blades. Get a weight. You can do this with no weight. I definitely recommend no weight, especially if you have an injury or something like that. Just gonna try and keep our chest nice and tall. Put most of our weight to this hand. This is where most of our stabilities come from. We're gonna try and keep this leg stable, nice and stable too, so that way it's not swinging around. We're trying to lift here. Basically just resting our elbow on our knee. Trying to get our shoulder nice and aligned straight with our collarbone and all that, like this. Letting this weight drop as far as we can go without pain. And back up. Alright, now I'm going to do some real light reverse flies to hit those deeper delt muscles and side muscles in my shoulder. I'm not sure exactly what they're called, but I know it feels pretty good when I do it. If you don't like doing these, you can also just lay on a flat bench, on a slightly inclined bench, and do lying lateral, side lying lateral lifts, whatever you want to call them. You can let your arm really dip down as you bring it back up. Basically, let your arm dip all the way down and then come back up with the side lying lateral lifts. Like this. We're just gonna hit both arms at the same time. We're not gonna get quite as deep of a stretch, but it's gonna be about the same muscle groups, maybe a little more. I'm just gonna start by pulling my shoulder blades back and lifting up with my torso a bit, and we're just gonna bring these on out. Only got 5 pounds here, but we're gonna go for 10 to 15 reps. Alright, now I'm going to do something called trap 3 raises. These are going to hit the trap muscles in our back, the top, middle ones, and bottom ones. I don't know if you can quite see them. You might see them when I start working them out though. When I'm doing this exercise, I'm not trying to keep my arms too close or too wide apart. really trying to get kind of like a almost like a 45-degree angle here from my neck to my shoulder. Because we'd have almost, this would be like 90 degrees doing the reverse flies. And now we're coming slightly up above that. We're going to do it with some weight. Just going to do 10 to 15. And same thing, before I start lifting, I'm pulling my shoulders and my torso just up and back a bit. And I have my feet planted against the wall behind me and weights on the side of this chair to really keep things stable for my core. And honestly, I think I have to drop down and use just my hands for this. Alright, now I'm going to do a pullover at 50-pound dumbbell. It's going to help open up our chest, especially if you get a round surface, and preferably one with neck support, just a little bit. So, but the more rounded you can get your back, the deeper it's going to be able to stretch you open. I'm just letting this weight drop behind our head. Stretch our shoulder blades, our chest, our delt muscles, just stretching all up here. But after we come down as far as we can get without any pain, we're just going to come back up. Do this for 10 to 15 reps. Those are my elbows, if you're wondering. Alright. Now I think I'm going to go down on the pull-up bar and do some scapula pull-ups. And then do a little bit of hanging maybe after that. Stretch out the back some, the spine. And after that, I'll probably just do some neck stretches. And that'll wrap everything up. Alright guys, now I'm just gonna finish up with some neck stretches. Just gonna do front, back, sides. Around 10 to 30 seconds. Time's not what's important. What's more important is just making sure you get a nice stretch, getting a full good range of motion, good contraction. Time starts to become important when you want to measure your progress and push further. But other than that, if you just want to get a good stretch real quick, then it's pretty easy to. But it's basically going to wrap up this little mobility workout. If you guys enjoyed watching, I'll catch you in the next one.